Right, on the currency markets, the dollar's been weakening again. It's been down to a 7-week low against the yen, currently at 87.67. In fact, we're not that far away from the 13-year low we hit in January of 87.10. Euro dollar's back over 150. Sterling is up to 166.85. It just pulled back from the session high after the GDP was revised up slightly. The UK economy still shrunk in the third quarter, but not quite as much as we thought. For more, we're joined by Adam Bobroff, the Director of Foreign Exchange at Foremost Currency. Adam, good to see you. The dollar's continuing to sort of cede ground here. The Aussie dollar is again higher today. And what's going on with dollar yen?
Well, dollar's bound to be the loser at the moment. The US dollar has got a lot of things underpinning it at the moment. We've got obviously people moving into the riskier areas for a kick-off, so those safe haven moves that we saw at the early part of the year continuing to unwind, and the yen's gaining against it, much like everything's really gaining against the US dollar. And of course, as they look to recovery really and people start to search out that risk appetite trade, the dollar's going to be the one to continue to weaken.
It's interesting, Adam, that you say that because, of course, the Fed says that it's due to the end of safe haven demand, the dollar weakness. But there seems to be more afoot than just the lack of safe haven seeking.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot more. I mean, one of the other major focuses, of course, is the potential over the reserve currency. Is it going to continue to be the US dollar for the future? There's been a lot of speculation over that. There's a lot of pressure coming from the Chinese end, certainly on that front. And so therefore, of course, the dollar looks set to continue to weaken off the back of that, I think.
And Adam, this is Christine. While the dollar continues to weaken, what's going to happen to the Chinese currency, the yuan?
Yeah, I think the Chinese currency obviously has got a lot of potential for the future and certainly one to earmark. At the moment, of course, they're still limiting its trade. You're only allowed to obviously trade within certain boundaries, certain volumes on a day-to-day basis. But I think it's a very clever move by the Chinese, that one, because, of course, what they're doing is essentially restricting the supply there whilst the demand is still very strong. And we're seeing the yuan gain against the US dollar in spite of this. So once really they do let loose and allow it to be openly traded, then, of course, that could be a huge gainer.
Sterling sort of actually fell back a little bit after the upward revision UK GDP. Was this a case of sort of buy on the rumour, sell on the fact?
Yeah, I think it's just a simple case of the GDP was expected to come in at 0.3. That's what it came in at. We saw it fairly buoyant this morning, moving up against the dollar and against the euro. As they started to price that in, of course, and then it's just revised back a little bit. So it was really very much as expected.
Short-term targets for sterling dollar and euro sterling?
I think 168 for cable, and for euro, really 112.
OK. All right, Adam, thanks for that. Adam Bobroff, Director of Foreign Exchange at Foremost Currency.
Well, folks, coming up on Worldwide Exchange, the